So what I miss?
It's gone half a night since the last session because you guys started to rest, and you've heard some like a lot of movement from the from everybody outside your room, and they're not trying to like be sneaky about it. It's very loud. They're talking. There's a positive area. They seem to be packing, clanking, tons of noise from the whole thing. And you have
So that's about it.
Yeah, you have 2 guards at the entrance to your room, but the room door is open and they haven't tried to stop you if you go through it.
I did think of something we could do.
That worries me.
Yeah, you should be worried.
I am.
So, and she'll like in the middle of the night, she'll like whisper this to. She was sleeping nearby Rima, and so she'll like whisper this to. And it's like, there is something we could do actually.
What? What could we?
There's only one entrance. We could cave them in. You have mold earth, right? You can mold earth, right?
Yep, and yeah, they have mages too.
Oh, yes. That will work.
I mean, if they don't seem to be, enjoying their stay, so maybe if we get rid of the mages first, then we can cave them in or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they prefer to just.
Maybe they prefer to be, maybe not in chains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before.
Are they in chains?
Most mages, but there's some mages even looking like taking part in like the torturing and overseeing of the mages in chains, which has the clear black and red Raven's Claw clothes, sort of. Yep. Yeah, they seem to like be packing up and being quite busy even in the middle of the night. Somebody's typing.
Can't prove that. Why the hell would I ever type? Got no proof. I should actually move my microphone back to the original spot far, far away.
Thinking. Well, while he does that, President Dick, also called Dick Nixon, also called...
Oh, shit. That's me.
Slick Prickson.
Also called Sir Arthur Forsyth.
Close enough.
I can't pronounce stuff. So it's been a while now since you left Tilverton. Boring town even for the most plain person. And you with the map you got, you wanted to get over to Shadowdale or one of the other lumberjack villages to hear about the beast you wanted to slay that had been sighted. And you're well aware of the sudden blizzard, like the little wall of snow that seems to surround the whole Cormator forest and some of its mountains. So from Tillerton, the map you got recommended that you went under the mountain. It wasn't going to be Kofi, it's not going to be a nice trip, but at least you could get away from dying in a blizzard.
Of course.
And
One man can hardly survive in a blizzard.
yeah, and the map tells you that you will end up in an area filled with in a cavern filled with hot springs.
All right.
And well, you have been walking for now just about like a week, a bit more, because of like how labyrinthy they made, the underground are. You have fought against some various critters, less than maybe some people would expect, and you start to smell and feel the warmth. You start to smell the smell of sulfur. Is what you do.
Interesting.
And
so does the map... Oh, I'm sorry, you were saying.
no, the map just tells you that if you come up to the caverns with the hot springs, it's very easily to find the surface eventually. But the surface is still a bit away from Shadowdale or the other lumberjack villages.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was going to ask.
And you hear tons of people as well. For some reason. Like a sound wall when you've gotten this close. So.
Alright. So, I assume that's all I know at the moment.
Yeah, you didn't know there was supposed to be people here. But they're very loud. And it didn't really creep up to you, just as you smelt the sulfur. It was like a sound wall that overwhelmed you.
Well, they were unexpected, but maps are hardly the most up-to-date pieces of information available. So can I sort of sneak around a bit, stay low? Like, I don't know who these people are. And,
No, you have no idea. All you can hear is they seem to be talking a lot. It's mostly mumbles, but there's a lot of activity. You can hear clanging, wood creaking, stuff being thrown around.
Interesting. Can I hear any distinct voices or just the sounds of people doing something?
Well, it's a bit it has bounced a bit too far, so it's hard to make out any distinct voices, but you hear we find it moving out. And sometimes you hear the word dragon.
Now that's something I'm interested in. Maybe these people are worth talking to. I'm going to see if I can't leave the little area I found myself in and see what these people are about.
Yep. So I'm just going to see what Sierra wrote here.
No, it ain't nothing important. Just some flavor.
Okay. Well, you turn around the corner, and just like the map told you, you see underground river at the side of the stone, with hot spring warm water running down into can I say to a big open hall, an open cavern, and inside of it you see tons of humanoid figures with lanterns going all around. There's people in chains being dragged around. There's tons of crates. There's backpacks being filled. There's, a menacing look on some very well armed looking people, all seemingly dressed in winter clothing, but have a distinct red and black color pattern.
Alright, so they're part of some unit. Good to know.
I figure with your background, it would make sense that you could recognize that there's some sort of organization or unit from how they pretty effectively do the thing they do in the shared uniform.
Yeah, most people don't run around in matching uniforms if they can help it. Okay, so I guess I'll approach the people. I have nothing No, nothing risked, nothing gained, as they say. I heard one of them talking about dragons, and hey,
Yep.
that's exactly what I'm looking for.
So you have a couple people to choose between, but nobody seemingly noticed you because you kind of came from around a corner, which seems to be like nobody has walked near there. There's dust compared to the rest of the tavern or the cavern, which they seem to actually been cleaning and stuff.
I see.
But you have some, like, there's a person seemingly directing out orders to people that are in chains. There's, an elder-looking human man. There's some, middle-aged and younger, just people with bows on their back, seemingly carrying stuff over their back. Most of them have some kind of face covering or similar, except for the guy directing out orders.
Interesting. I'm gonna think. I think I'm gonna approach one of the people ordering some folks around. They look like They look like they know what they're talking about. And hey, I was an officer once as well.
Yep.
Not really a fan of the people in chains, but there's only so much you can do about such things.
Yep. How do you like approach him? Just casually, or do you like make it bombastic? How do you approach him?
I just sort of drop my crossbow on its sling, so it don't look like I'm obviously threatening. Because you see someone coming out of a cave with a crossbow, you might expect the worst. But I just walk up to the guy like, "Hey, how's it going in here?" Oh, sorry, am I breathing in the mic?
It's
Yeah,
okay.
you-
A little bit, but
Oh, wee bit, but it's okay.
okay.
I just keep it to the side.
That's around my noise gate.
You breathe to the side.
The elderly human man, he turns around, looking at you, staring down you, and then asks a general question to like everybody in this like whole cabin. Who is this person?
Why, I am Sir Arthur Forsyth, the finest big game hunter in these lands, and I'm looking for a very certain prey, a dragon. Have any of you heard of him? I mean. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it.
Yeah, that's okay.
You have a personal relationship with this dragon. Where are you, bastard?
Well, you can see everybody's kind of dropping what they're doing in the entire cabin, and with some weird snapping of their fingers and like almost bird calls, they've all drawn their bows, pointing towards you.
It's a lot of bows, you can tell.
Yeah, it's
I don't
like
fancy my chances.
30 people with weird looking bows and very colorful looking arrows on them. Well, arrow bolted at the moment.
I sort of put my hands up. Hey now, I come in peace.
Where the hell did you even come from? This cavern only has one entrance.
I look towards him and then look towards the way I came.
When you look from your perspective, it doesn't look like there's a turn there. Even from, the angle you went around with now. Almost like a visual illusion.
Well, you see, there's a passage in the cave. It's hard to notice, but it led me here. I didn't mean to disturb whatever operation you're running.
It's just so convenient that you talk about dragons, because we are moving out because of the sight of a dragon.
Are you interested in it as well, or are you trying to avoid the dragon?
Trying to avoid the dragon. We sent some magical scouts, and we want to avoid the dragon.
Well, as I mentioned, I'm looking for the same thing you're trying to avoid. So if you can just tell me